This is Doug Wolf and Quinston live with Office Hours on August 18, 2022, where we are here to answer your questions, check your workflows, and make sure that you get the best out of TimeBolt, and certainly take product suggestions as well. We've got some exciting new announcements today for some product features. But first, we have our first customer on the line with Hano. Hano, how are you doing? It's nice to meet you. Can you introduce yourself and kind of give a little background on what type of content you produce and what we might be able to help with today?
I'm Hano, and I'm basically a teacher. And I record my lections with Zoom, and then I process them with TimeBolt to eliminate gaps. And for that, I would like a feature which would help me to batch process. I usually don't process the recordings right away because I don't have time. I have to pack up my laptop and get out of the school. So later, I mostly forgot about it, and then I have a bunch of files, and I have to batch process them. But there's not very many options to do that with TimeBolt.
When you say batch process, can you say batch process? Can you give us context? How much video? How long are these? What's your scale?
I try to keep them 8 hours. That's how long my workday is. And I have tried to make many smaller files, but the problem is that I have to process them even more because there are more files. So I just keep one big file and then I batch process them at once, or I would like to. Right now, I have to process them one by one.
An 8-hour file? Are you talking about? Okay. Yeah. And are you wanting to keep that? If you had a batch processing tool, would you still keep it in a single 8-hour file?
Yeah, sure, because there are a lot of pauses in the file. Every 50 minutes, we make a 10-minute pause, and we have like a half an hour lunch pause also there. So I would like to use TimeBolt to eliminate those pauses there to make like 3-hour video.
And so you're not using the pause feature inside Zoom.
No,
you're just letting it run. And why wouldn't you use the pause feature inside Zoom? Is it because it would create a new file?
Because I have TimeBolt.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. All right, there we go. I can't say you have bad taste, I know. But no, that's great. And so Quinston, I know you had some questions.
So when you say batch process, do you not want to see what the file would preview like before you process it? Or you just want to like put it in, just say, these are the files, I don't want to see what they look like, just process them all at once?
Yeah, because I don't want to review 8 hours again.
Okay, correct. Okay.
It's not a problem when there's like glitches there. I want the students who didn't attend to understand and to see what was going on and to catch up with us.
So this is a unique case where you don't want to preview. You just want to like tell TimeBolt that, hey, this is the file, just run the default settings and just give me a file. And there are 8 of them, just run the same algorithm on 8 of them and give me the files at the end.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some cases where some hellos or some ums are missing, but it's not a problem for me.
So you're not even going in and checking to see if there's anything that...
No.
Because it's just such long content.
Yeah.
Yes,
and what would you do before you used TimeBolt?
I had 8-hour videos. Nobody wanted to watch them. I used them because I have to make a report, and the correct way would be to take notes in real time. What I don't pre-plan what I'm going to do or say in the lecture. I just go with the flow, and every time it's different. So I take a lot of feedback in real time from the students, and that's how the content forms. But later, I don't remember myself what I was talking about, but I have to describe what was done in this lecture. So I review the videos myself when I forgot to do it in real time, so that I would remember what the lecture was about, and then I take quick notes and just write something which was handled in the lecture that day. But I tend to do this in the interval of 1 month, so I don't remember what was going on 1 month ago, and that's why I'm using these videos.
And so once you're not reviewing after you run it, you're not reviewing anything at all. Okay.
I'm reviewing after TimeBolt has already processed them.
Okay, so you review after TimeBolt has processed them. So now you've got an 8-hour video that is now, let me guess, it's probably down to what, like 6 hours?
3.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
A lot of dead air. Yeah.
That's great.
Because there are a lot of dead air, because what I do, I teach web programming. So we have sessions where I just tell them something, and then I just divide them to teams of 2, and then I just start round robin them, the teams. I visit the breakout rooms in Zoom and see how each individual team, how are they doing. And if they need help, I help them. But if they don't need, I'll go and take coffee.
That makes absolute sense. And so once the video you render in TimeBolt, right? So now you got this 3-hour file, and what do you do with that? Do you post it to YouTube? Are you using an internal MOOC or YouTube? Okay. And so what you're saying is you still go back and have to do a second review of that because do you put chapters in there or something?
No, I just have to. We have this school diary, and there are columns for each day, and I have to write something what was going on that day. But if I forgot it, which is quite common, then I have to go back in time, like 1 month, and then I don't remember what was going on that day, and then I review from YouTube what was going on. I just review for 5 minutes. I just skim the video really quickly, and then I already remember. Oh, that was that day. And then I take notes and build the diary. It
made it sound like, Quinston, there might be a way around that.
No, this doesn't require a script. I mean, we can just build it into the product. It doesn't require, and that was a different use case. This is technically the same use case, but the way this problem should be solved is through UI. So we can have like a drop down where you have like an option which has batch processing. You click on that and it gives you an option to upload like 8 different files.
This was me.
Was that you?
Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was like, we can't just give up, because that's kind of the stipulation we've been thinking about.
But I don't understand quite if the product is registered. If I am logged into the product, what difference does it make if I use the mouse or if I use the command line with the parameters to interact with the program?
We don't have that sort of package system yet where you can run the program through a command line. I mean, it's not built into TimeBolt right now.
I understand. Yeah. My desire would be to get to that point someday.
Yeah, me too. At some point, have a package that you can just distribute to people. What we can, I mean, we had a lot of other features that we had to get to before we,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dive into this.
I would be happy if I could use it.
No, right now is a good time. Yeah, so right now is a good time to dive into this feature set because I don't see any other.
I can share my screen and show me what I actually mean by the script. Then
sure. Yeah, let me go ahead and enable that.
So this is my hard drive, external hard drive. Usually I'm storing them on my Mac, but I sold my Mac at the beginning of the summer. And I'm planning to buy a new Mac at the beginning of the new school year. So I just copied a couple of Zoom records from my old Mac. I had like thousands of them, not that much, but very many. And these were the ones I didn't have time to process. I copied them to process them later. The problem is that there are folders like you see here, and then I have to go each folder and check if the underscore filtered file exists here. If it doesn't, it means I haven't yet processed that file. If it does, it means I have. And now I have a script which finds the ones which are not yet processed and processes them. And the plan is to hand over the ones which are not yet processed to TimeBolt, and after TimeBolt finishes, to delete the original files so that my hard drive would not fill up with the originals, which I don't need anymore after TimeBolt. So here is the script. I actually had a more advanced version, but I don't know what happened to it, so I have to redo it. So if you know Linux, here is the find command. The dot here means that find from current folder.
Current folder, yeah.
Yeah, the iname means case insensitive search by name. The name is star.mp4. And then here I filter out the ones which are already processed by TimeBolt. So the result would be only the ones which need processing. And then it worked. Maybe it's already in my command history, but for some reason, I don't see this hard drive from here. If I do this, oh, now it works. Okay, cool. So here is the script, and let me see if I have. Okay, I have something, but this is not the advanced version. Let me see.
Yeah, grep in that.
Okay, something is here. It looks like it could work. but it was larger. Maybe this one. Yeah. If you see this command, if you know Linux, do you know Linux? Do you know how Linux find command works? Finding from this folder, and it's finding to files which don't have name filtered in their name, but they do have MP4, and then it forms a list of those files, and it passes that list to Xargs, which should now invoke TimeBolt with some arguments, which obviously currently do not exist.
Yeah.
But I can just ls them so that you can see which files it grabbed from all those folders. So right now it only found 2 files, this one and this one, out of all those folders. They all have some MP3 folders, but most of them are already processes. So that's why it doesn't show you the other files. It filters them out. And those 2 files now need to be processed by TimeBolt. You could say that it's easy to do this 2 times in TimeBolt manually. But imagine if you have like 15 or 30 of them.
Correct.
And you have to do this 30 times. And you have to wait until TimeBolt process this file initially. Then you have to add it to the render queue. Then you have to press render. And okay, you don't have to press render 30 times, but you have to add it 30 times to render queue.
Correct.
All the time waiting while
when you're saying okay, so it's the waiting, it's the waiting right now for an 8-hour. So let me guess how long that takes.
Yeah,
that would take about it probably take about 6.5 minutes due per file, right? When you drop it in, it would take about 6.5 minutes to detect all the silence.
Doesn't it depend on the processor power?
Well, I'm talking about yours. Not real. I mean, kind of.
How do you know that? How do you know even which kind of CPU my computer has?
Well, I mean, just based on, we've worked with a lot of different customers. It's usually about 44 seconds per hour of video.
Okay, right now I have this crappy laptop here, which is like Intel i5 6300U.
And so what happens if you take one of those Zoom files, those 8-hour Zoom files, and drop it in a TimeBolt right now? How long does it take to auto-detect silence?
I don't know, because I haven't done this on this computer before. This is my so-called summer computer. This is a substitute computer until I get my proper Mac.
So, but I just kind of putting out that what we'd be saving is that, 6 to 8 minutes per video times the number of videos that you make.
That's not the point. We're saving clicks and keystrokes.
Sure.
I don't want to do this 30 times over.
Isn't that what? Don't you have TAs for that?
What's that?
Don't you get like? Aren't you? Don't you have like interns or something that work in your class? I mean, this is intern work for you right here. I mean, we've got it down into, hey, tell somebody to drop some files into something. I mean, that's pretty simple, right?
I mean, I mean, the end of the day, like I feel like a command line might not. I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to build a command line for this. But what we can do is build a UI where you can maybe what you can do is okay, hear me out. You can write a script which copies and pastes these files or moves them from. So it'll be a longer script essentially, which will take these files, move it to a folder in which all of these MP4s will be in one folder. And then what TimeBolt can do is TimeBolt will have some UI where you can open the batch processing command thing. You can say that, maybe the link of the folder, or you can select all the files that you want. Just click on that button, do a Control A for all the files, and then you press process with the default settings. And then TimeBolt will go ahead, process those files. And then maybe we can also have like some sort of output directory.
Okay.
And then the output directory, once populated, you can have another shell script which will then copy because the strings of the path will be the same, right? You can take that string of the path and then copy it back to the original files.
So instead of choosing the file, I can choose a folder.
Correct. Yeah. So you can so for the first shell script will copy all the files that are not there with the same name to a folder, which will have all the files in there. You can run it through the batch processing through TimeBolt, which we'll figure out how that works. I'll try to understand. I'm just going off here, right? Like, I'm not really sure exactly if that's how it will build. And then the second shell script will copy it back from that folder to the existing files. So it'll be 2 shell scripts instead of 1.
How can it remember the original folder name from where it was?
So that's what I'm saying. So when you move it, right, you'll have to rename it or do something to the script. Now I don't know exactly. So it needs to have some metadata of where it came from. Maybe that could be built into the string. But so that's one solution. Another solution is, but you might not like this, where you open the batch processing thing and you select all of the files which you want to process, and going through each individual folder 30 times. I mean, obviously I told you won't like it. So that's another solution.
I would like the first one, please.
Yeah, okay. So okay, I'll work on something because I realize your problem. The problem is that, and it's not just you, somebody else might also have this problem where they have like, you go to a new job and there are like 30 files which somebody has to process, and then you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go to 30 files. And so I get it. This seems like a legitimate problem. I think we should solve this. And yeah, and also you hit it at the right time because I think this is a good time to like work on a new feature like this. So yeah.
There you go, Heno. Well, hopefully that is satisfactory. We appreciate your comments and suggestions. I'll talk with Quinston about the priority levels.
Just one thing. Can you send me like a folder structure that you have, like the file folder structure? Like you have the main file
folder structure.
Can you share your screen and just show me like which files are below what? Like there's a main file and then there's the name of the video, and then there is like, what is the name of the video? Is it unique, or like the name of the video is not unique?
It's unique.
Let me see which ones I
on Zoom.
It's the 21st of April, 9:30. So 21st of April is where. So here, actually, you see, I have already done it, but I haven't deleted the original. That's why it found it. So the script should delete the original as well, so that I wouldn't reprocess it.
I don't know if TimeBolt will be able to delete that. What it can do is like, when you move it back to the original folder, then you can instead of copying it, you can move it. Yeah, script can do it. Yeah, I mean, it would save, I'd say, about 70 to 80% of your time, and most of your clicks.
Maybe it's good to have all the video files in one folder. Then I don't know, but maybe I can then use it also to batch upload all the files to YouTube. I don't know if it works like that. If I
you could have a script which just detects whether, so instead of having like it in the same folder, filtered in the same folder, you can have two separate folders where you have one folder structure is where the originals are, and one folder structure is where all the filtered files are, and then you can just compare them. You don't even need to have them in the same file because at the end of the day, it's a script, right?
I need to somehow delete the originals because my hard drive would fill up otherwise.
So you have to compare them and then delete the original one. Yeah, I mean, once the filtered are generated, you can have like one script which compares whether they exist or not, and then if both exist, you can delete the first one.
Yeah, the end goal is to get everything to YouTube.
So I'll tell you one thing. Like I'll work on let's push out the first phase of the feature where it's the first phase will be basically taking a folder, taking the videos inside that folder, processing them at one go. Let's finish that. I think that will be like solving about 70% of the issue. And then we'll see like where, because that's just not like, because that would probably help a lot of other people too. It'll be not just specific for you. Like it'll be also like a bunch of other customers can also use that feature because it's a more general feature than creating something very specific.
Yeah, I was hoping to use YouTube API or something that I wouldn't have to do this manually as well, but if everything is in one folder and I see there's S file at the end of files, so I could basically use or choose multiple files from here. I don't know, I haven't tried before. Basically they have to be in the same folder here. Oh, okay, I can choose multiple. That's even better. I can then batch upload everything to YouTube at once.
Yeah, you can just copy Control A and just like upload everything.
Okay, that would solve my problem. How cool. Fast can you do it?
Oh, let's see. I can probably have the first draft by next week. Yeah. It won't be production level, but we can have like an unstable version which I can share with you.
Okay. Next week you said?
Yeah, about next week. Yeah, about by like Thursday or Friday.
Okay, that's really fast. Okay. I'll be looking forward to it.
Excellent, Heno. And you got to tell your educator friends if we do this for you, right?
Yeah, but
tell them you got
actually, I'm a one-man company and I present invoices to the school. So it's like a company service to the school, the lectures I give.
Oh, nice.
And I don't have interns.
Great. Well, just tell your mom that we did a good job. A relative, just somebody, No, but that's great. I know we'll take a look at it, and it sounds like Quinston might have something up for you in a week or two, and it's good meeting you. You bet. Yeah. And also on the call we have
Debunker.
Debunker? You, Hi. Me, and Debunker.
I have to go now.
All right, okay. Sounds good.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Quinston. How are you doing?
Hey.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good too. Thank you so much. And this is my first time actually coming on this call. I've been missing the emails that have been coming. It's on my screen now.
Yeah. Did this one show up actually in your inbox versus spam?
No, it did show up in my inbox. That's
nice. Cool. Finally, Jesus.
Basically, I'm a first-time user. I just started a media company, basically working on digital marketing in Dubai. I am from India, so that's why I think
nice.
But my use case is I'm looking at offering. I've still not started. I use Filmora to edit my videos, and I also use YouTube for content uploading for clients. Since I'm new here, I'm trying to build a use case for clients in the Middle East. I've just shifted, and it's new innings for my agency. I have about 14 years of experience running one in India, but that was more a media marketing agency, and this is more digital marketing, and also services which are niche. For example, one of the services, this is part of my content marketing stack that I'm looking at offering to institutes, educational institutes, as well as because education is getting bigger now in Middle East, plus in terms of DIY videos to other influencers and stuff, so that I can help, the agency can help, and I can outsource this on the back end to India to do the job. So that's the use case I have. I'm a bit embarrassed to accept that I've not yet used TimeBolt to its fullest. I just bought it on AppSumo, and I think registered on it. And I saw the videos. I love the videos that Doug, you put up, very passionate videos, especially the comic timing is amazing. So it's great to see a little off.
You have no idea how good he feels about that.
Yeah, man. I'm just like being a nut trying to just like, should I be doing this right? Should my face even be on this brand?
He spent months making those videos.
I mean, I got like 5 of them, like the scripts all written out that I, still don't know about yet.
But believe me, being in the industry and talking about branding for 16 years, I think yours is one of the best videos, which in fact got me more interested in. I didn't even know if I'm going to use the software. I just bought it because passion behind it.
Awesome.
So, great job on that. And I want to start using it. That's why I said, let me be on a call. And, sometimes it motivates to talk to people behind the scene of complicated software like this. So pardon my ignorance on the software, but it just the passion just drives me here, and I want to learn more about it from you guys, and that's fine.
Great. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's great to have you. Really do appreciate choosing TimeBolt and letting us know, that you actually, watch some of those videos and some of those brand videos. But we've got one of the things that we're excited about that has been very helpful. That's basically like taken our support tickets and like dropped it to like plummet levels of just not that many customers, is our in product training tutorial videos. And so what we did was if you click on the big question mark inside TimeBolt here, I can just go ahead and share my screen. Yeah, if you click this main question mark right here, this will take you to a playlist of all of our videos. Okay, and so this will go down like I think it's like all of these videos is like 10 minutes long total. Okay. Most of these are like 30 seconds, 25 seconds, our longest one's about a minute, right? But this will you can just sit back, throw TimeBolt on one side and watch these videos on the other, because this is to be cut.
This will be cutting off, Doug. Oh, you had to stop your sharing. Okay.
Yeah.
So in here, right, there are these small icons which are next to every feature. Yeah, so if you click on any of them, it'll just tell you what that feature does and how to use that feature. So if you ever have if you don't understand what filter below sound level does, you can just click here. And there's a whole video explaining what it does, and it's not even that long. It's like 45 seconds long.
And once you know this, once you get through this is like a 10-minute learning curve. TimeBolt isn't something that you have to lock yourself in a room for 3 weekends, to learn that your first job is going to
be. So I'll tell you what a standard workflow for TimeBolt looks like. So let's say you just choose one file. Okay, I'll just take this file over here. I choose this file, I open it up. Almost 90% of the work is done, right? So because the red part is the part that TimeBolt cuts off, and the green part is what it keeps. If you don't want it, you can click this button and take it off, or you can have a button which is like, you press O, it's gone. You press O, it's gone. You press O, it's gone. Yeah. So I mean, and then these if you're an advanced user, you can change these values. Usually, you don't have to change these values, but you can if you want to, and then experiment around with them. And after that, you just have to press add to render queue, and then just start rendering the video. It takes like 3 clicks to basically output your video essentially.
That's cool.
Yeah, and there's just all these, this is the thing, is that the reason I would recommend going to the big question mark and just hitting play, because are we still there? Yeah. Because there's just these little nuances in the product that I use actually to make video. Like not because it's like TimeBolt did, it's because that's what is good for, to keep people's attention. There's ways to do, when you're talking about previewing, you want to make sure that you click 1.5x speed to begin with, because that way when you hit the play bar, you're previewing at 1.5x. You want to know the 4 The four keys, I call it SLOP, SLOP, for lack of a better acronym. S splits the timeline, L increases the preview speed, O turns scenes on or off. Okay, and P punches in and out, and you use your arrow keys and Alt and Option to like zoom around, right? And that saves tremendous amounts of time once you learn those basic parameters. And then something like flip timeline selection, where you're able to just only preview the silences to be cut. And sometimes, like if you got longer Zoom calls, it might be like a client meeting, and you need everything right because you're going to send it to the CEO or your management, right? That's something that you can do to figure out what you're cutting out versus. I would invite you to take a look at the videos, and we're Quinton is now kind of a. Do you have any specific questions about how to use it? I just throw a video in there and go to work. Like, watch it.
No, I just wanted to touch base. I will come back to you with specific questions once I actually run through it. It will not be fair to ask you silly questions right now.
Awesome. No, it's good just to have you on, and everybody. I don't like learning new things, right? I mean, it's not like the funnest thing. Like even learning SLOP, like another quick key. But like these types of little shortcuts really just save so much time. I don't have a problem explaining it.
It initiate me into it, and that's why, like
It's
I
a
said,
helpful
the reason
thing.
behind it is it helped your videos and the emails are coming to my inbox, and I've been wanting to use it. So I said, what best way to start is to speak to you guys and then get initiated, and I'm glad I did.
Perfect.
Yeah, we do this every Thursday, so you can join. Yeah,
Definitely. I look, and next time I will ask you more questions.
definitely.
Yeah. Well, stay on with this for a second, if you would. Quinton, it looks like from last week you had built a new plugin for Resolve. That's a rather significant thing.
Yeah, but we're still working on it.
We're working on the M4
I
compatibility.
I don't think we should like announce it on the call.
I was just
We
curious.
announce it once it's like completely done.
So I did see. So how I added myself onto this video is by clicking on the invite for this, and it had the timestamps of the last video, which had the result in timestamp as well. Just I'm informing you guys.
Yeah. No, we did share about it, but there seems to be some issues with the plugin which we are like fixing right now. And not issues, but like M1 Macs don't support it right now for some reason. So Intel Macs support it, but M1 Macs are not supporting the plugin. So we're like figuring out why that's happening. So you guys just need to figure that out. And once we do, we can like properly launch the whole thing.
And so that's kind of, and we've now talked about turbo mode now for a couple of weeks. I want you to know, Quinton, I've been working to put together, you've got like basically a content stack, a content pyramid for each one of these new features. And sometimes a new feature like turbo mode changes the pyramid base itself, right? It like expands our stories. So I've been working, I've very soon I'll have a very direct video for our in-product training videos for Turbo. And so I'm thinking now was a good time, and in addition to updates with the FFmpeg, which also seems to be working with those really specific files, I think there were Sony cameras, that I say we go ahead and go live with that. We're also be releasing speed up silences for Camtasia, right? That will export in Camtasia. We changed the position of the flip timeline button, and then I also noticed small thing like this, but it's really big. When you've got a 2-hour long video, and you're once you get to the end of the first timeline, it'll revert back to the beginning of the second timeline once you hit next chunk versus stay at the end, right? So that really helped out some of those UI things. So I say we go live. We'll put it in.
I'll do that.
And we'll just want to make sure to just kind of stay on board. Whenever we take any updates that we do very seriously. We know a lot of people use TimeBolt for their jobs and many jobs. I mean, our TimeBolt went down for like a couple hours or something because of an IP, and it was like, we updated FFmpeg, and it was pretty incredible how many people were very quick to pick up TimeBolt's down. TimeBolt's
very
down.
angry.
And then they were like, they're
very
like,
angry customers.
This is serious. I lost 6 jobs. I'm like, it's 2 hours. What do you mean you lost 6 jobs? Jesus, that's awesome. How do you make that much money? I'd like to let you tell me. So we have that
I have a quick
happening.
question for you, Ryan, while you're talking. What should be, since I'm still creating a use case and I still haven't pitched it actively, what should be my outreach like, and what is this USP? Which I know it's a pretty simple. I'm not.
So you want to sell it to schools, right?
Schools,
to education.
That's it's a really interesting and timely question. I don't know if it's like just something that's kind of happened recently, but we just got today an email from a big trainer, Jeff, about TimeBolt. He's a consultant and educator in post-production, and he is going to be doing a talk next week on AI, ML, tech, and post, and it's going to be using TimeBolt, as he mentions, part of the tools, also in education. Student attention span, right? Like student attention span is just like anybody else's attention span. They really don't have it, and expecting students to sit through, an hour-long unedited Zoom call that should be 20 minutes, not 50, is just simply, it's not dealing in reality. And when students don't get caught up, they don't stay caught up, they're not watching the content, that cause a lot of downstream issues that happen, all because the content takes too long to get through and it's too hard to sit through and watch. And teachers themselves, it's not like they want to put out content that annoys people, right? That they're forcing their students to watch, and they're annoyed. It's not a live conversation. So the back and forth, and I get to look at you, and I stop talking, and we get to see each other's facial expressions. When you're watching it recording, it's just you on a computer staring at a screen at home alone, right? And you don't get all these different additional cues. So it's a way to help shape up the way the teachers go on the record as well. So we're seeing, I don't know if you had seen that other gentleman that just came on. He was an educator. They have 8 hours of video a day, and just his 1 hour, his one video that's 8 hours is cut down into 3. And so that's a significant amount of time.
Yeah, but I'd like to add a little bit to that. So one of the things that I have noticed personally, and even Doug, we talked about this quite a bit, is that for a teacher to use TimeBolt, they actually have to, like, quote unquote, care about their students. If a teacher doesn't really care about being a teacher, they're just going to take the Zoom call and not even edit it and just put it on YouTube and send the link. So it obviously needs to have a certain level of care and passion towards the teaching profession. So I don't think you can get any school to adopt this software, because at the end of the day, if a school just cares about making money, they don't really care whether the students learn it or not, because at the end of the day, a school in a geographical area is a monopoly. So they don't really care. So if you have to start somewhere, I'd say you need to start from a school which is actually known for providing great education. If that school adopts this software, then you could have a chance of getting a lower tier school adopted. But I don't think, or at least I don't feel like it's, because it's counterintuitive to the productivity of a teacher who doesn't care. They don't want to spend time editing their Zoom calls. They just want to upload their video and go home. That's also something that needs to be looked at.
And what would you say as other use cases, what I can use this for, offer this service to?
So what happens is that one more service that I've seen on Fiverr a lot is that what people do is they have a long form content video, right? Now, not every creator edits their own videos. What they usually do is they hire somebody from India, or they hire somebody from Bangladesh or Pakistan, and they send their video over there, and the guy cuts up the videos and sends it back. So a lot of our customers also are from Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and they just use TimeBolt to take these videos from creators in the West. They take those videos, cut them up using TimeBolt, and send those cut up pieces back to them. So, I mean, that's what they do. That's what Doug said, though, I'm losing 6 jobs an hour, because that's where they're getting their jobs from Fiverr. So that's one use case. I mean, obviously it doesn't represent every creator. It's more of a cutting machine. You set up it's the same thing like Click Machine. If you've seen Silicon Valley, they have those offices in the back where people are just clicking buttons on the screen. It's exactly the same way.
Offices.
Yeah. Offices.
It's almost like the same type of question that you have with enterprise. How do you go after an enterprise company? And when you know that faster video is smarter for everyone, that employees are making a lot of video, the trainers are making a lot of video, the company's asking employees to make video to participate in competitions and, hackathons, there's all types of use cases, but it's almost like you've got to find that 10%. Right? It's like landing a beachhead. You've got to find the 10% of the people that are already standout. Those are likely going to be the teachers that already have their own YouTube channels, right? If you're an educator and you have a YouTube channel, you need TimeBolt, and it could save you, listening to me for the next 3 minutes could save you 4 hours of life a week. And just like this, I think we've had professors from the CERN Hadron Kaleidoscope. There was in one of those videos, we had one of those professor. I was like, you owe it to yourself to take a few minutes and watch this video. That was a professor where he's like, thank you so much for TimeBolt. I actually get to go walk my dog with my wife in the evenings now instead of slaving away at a computer. There's an educator. He already cares. He's already doing something. So you find and seed those super users, which is what my strategy is going to be for enterprise, right? See the super users, the ones with the YouTube channels, and let them to begin talking about how simple it is and begin to spread, help you gain additional traction.
I think you gave me a hook line for the landing page for this service is a super user. Be a super user, save time, and offer better videos to your people who care for the content or knowledge that you're serving. So I think that's one thing that I would use.
Yeah, if you already have a YouTube channel and you hear what I have to say over the next 1 minute, you're not just going to be interested, you're going to run over to the site I'm going to show you, because it's going to save you so much time, right? Those are the people that we want to attract, because we're preaching to the choir. These people just haven't thought yet that there's a way to just do all this automatically. And look
also,
for
Dipankar, like I wanted to ask you a question about you essentially. So the question is simple: like why did you choose to start a company in Dubai as opposed to in India?
Well, I moved here because I have a skill set in communication, which I feel can be utilized in the Middle East as a consultant. Okay. I'm a communication consultant, so I have a few more projects. And plus, it's to reach out to the West. It's easier, and because of the COVID, my business was more into events as well as serving the hospitality and tourism industry. So and also fitness restaurants. So we used to work with Marriott's and the gold gyms of the world, and those were our clients. And for almost 6 months to a year, I had no business. So I had to dismantle my team in August 2021. And even though things were getting back to normal, that's when my wife also got an opportunity in Dubai. And after almost running the agency for 14 years, it's called You, Me, and Me. Still function like us with a few brands there, but it's just, for a lot of people, COVID gave them an opportunity to think differently. Otherwise, we're all running the same rat race. So maybe it's a sign. I always wanted to do something outside of the country. So I decided, let me take it. It has been a tough ride because it's been about 8 months and I worked with only 3 clients here. And so then I decided, I crossed 40. So for me, learning had stopped because of doing the same thing for so many years. I decided that I take up digital. I'm a digital graduate, passed out a bachelor in computer applications and a master's in business MBA. So I decided that this is the time if I need to shift focus and do something beyond the conventional marketing, advertising, which I've been doing for many years in PR and communication. Digital can be, and automation is another thing. So business process automation, hyper personalization of content. That's the niche that I have decided to work on. And that's where using my marketing and communication skills, I want to offer these services to whether it's institutions, agencies, other agencies, influencers, and individuals.
So do you recommend, because even I've been thinking of moving out from India at some point. Do you think Dubai is a good place to live in that sense, like for a professional who works?
Quality of life is better. It's a mini India, my friend. It's not really. It's not very far away. It's about.
I used to live in UAE. I used to live in Umm Al Quwain when I was a kid. My father used to work at the Nissan workshop in Umm Al Quwain.
Oh, nice. So things have changed from that time a lot. I mean, I wouldn't.
That was like 2006.
I wouldn't say it, I visited first in 2009 to Dubai, and Dubai has changed a lot since then. So I would say for everyone, even for Middle East in general, for Europe, for the US has been in the focus because they know from a real estate standpoint, from business standpoint, a lot of people are investing here in the
US. Even from the US, like Doug, I've seen a lot of US nationals leave the United States and go to Dubai. What do you think about that?
If we win Arch Grants, you're coming to St. Louis. We're going to detour you from Dubai right over to St. Louis. It's going to feel.
No, I've been to the US. I've been to the US and I've stayed in. I've been to New York and Austin and Texas, as of course Vegas as well, and Nevada as well. So I know a bit. I've been there for 15 short days, but for US is far away for a person from India. So traveling to and fro is one expensive, and second, it's difficult for your family back in India. And opportunity-wise, completely US is great in terms of opportunity as well. But Dubai has, because it's closer to home for an Indian, it's easier just to travel and go to and fro. US is bigger and opportunities are greater. I wouldn't say you can compare US to Middle East, but right now the juice is here in UAE or Middle East, I would say, because of so much happening here and expansion in terms of infrastructure and real estate.
Nice.
So my advice to everyone, if you can, and it's not entry barrier is not tough. Getting to US entry barrier is high. The visa in itself, the costs to invest, things like that. Here in Dubai, Of course, it's expensive, but still comparatively cheaper to what your cost to set up in the US would be. I mean, I did a bit of research, and that's me telling you that. Also, professionally, you can work from the time difference is not much, so you can work both countries as well. I'm sure you're up early in the morning for this chat, Doug.
Doug is up early.
Dude, listen, I already ran. I'm not like one of those dudes, okay? But I ran 4 freaking miles. I had to go drop my car off 4 miles away, and because I'm a single dude, right? So, and I got my dog, and so I ran 4 miles already this morning. I feel like I want to vomit though.
Gotta get some coffee, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Yeah.
The weather must be good. You're in St. Louis, is it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm in St. Louis, so it's like it's like 10 a.m. right now, so it's not bad.
That's not bad. For me, it's just about 7 p.m. So
it's 8:30 for me.
Yeah, 8:30. Yeah. So
Nice.
great. I would love to do this again, and next time I will go through the software and create some videos.
Perfect.
Perfect. And Quinston, after we jump off here, will you stay on for a second? Just wanted to just do a quick recap with you. But that does it for TimeBolt Office Hours on August 18, 2022. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and get notified when we go live, which is basically we never go live, but get notified when we release some of these cool videos that we've been talking about. And we're out of time. Thank you.